Namaste all, welcome to biology class. In the previous session, we have already discussed about the characteristic of growth and binomial nomenclature which was proposed by Carl Linnaeus. Today we are going to discuss about the taxonomic hierarchy proposed by Carl Linnaeus, who is also called as the father of modern taxonomy. Let us start with the basic rank in the hierarchy, which is species. Species consist of a group of organisms with fundamental similarities. Think about the variety of mangoes which is available in the market, and think about the variety of roses which you could see in the garden. All the roses belong to one species and all the mango belong to one species. Moving on to the next category in the hierarchy, which is a genus. Genus consists of a group of related species. Let us take an example from plant. For banyan tree, the scientific name is Ficus bengalensis, and for a peepal tree, it is Ficus religiosa. And in both, ficus, which is same, belong to the same genus. Let us take another example from animal: lion, tiger and leopard. Lion, the scientific name is Panthera leo. For tiger, the scientific name is Panthera tigris. And for the leopard, the scientific name is Panthera pardus. In all the three, the genus name is same, which is Panthera. Moving on to the next category in the hierarchy, which is family. Family consists of a group of genera. Let us take an example from plants like orange, grapes and lemon belongs to the same family Rutaceae. Let us look an example from animals such as lion, tiger and cat belong to the same family Felidae. Moving on to the next category in the hierarchy, which is an order. It consists of related families. Let us take an example from plants. Potato and tomato belongs to family Solanaceae, and Ipomia belongs to family Convolvulaceae. This family Solanaceae and family Convolvulaceae belongs to the order Polymoniales. Let us take another example from animals. Butterfly belongs to family Papilionidae and moth belongs to the family Tinidae, and family Papilionidae and family Tinidae belongs to the order Lepidoptera. Moving on to the next category in the hierarchy, which is class. And the class consists of related orders. For example, monkey, gorilla and gibbon belongs to order Primata, and tiger, cat and dog belongs to order Carnivora. Order Primata and order Carnivora belongs to a class Mammalia. Moving on to the next category in the hierarchy, which is phylum in case of animals and division in case of plants. Let us take an example: fish, amphibia, reptiles, aves and mammals all belong to the phylum Chordata, and all flowering plants belongs to the division Angiospermae. Moving on to the next category in the hierarchy, which is a kingdom, and that is the highest rank in the hierarchy. All plants are put under kingdom Plantae and all animals are put under kingdom Animalia. As we go from species to kingdom, the number of common characters goes on decreasing. Now let us have a look at the milestones in the classification system. Ancient classification system includes edible, non-edible, harmful, not harmful, poisonous, non-poisonous. And the first scientific method of classification was proposed by Aristotle. He classified plants as trees, herbs, and shrubs, and animals with red blood and without red blood. With red blood, example fish, cow, etc. Without red blood, example crab. Next, Carl Linnaeus came up with two kingdom classification in which all plants are included in kingdom Plantae and all animals are included in kingdom Animalia, which we have already discussed. Do you find any organism missing in the two kingdom classification system proposed by Carl Linnaeus? Yes, it is microorganisms, which plays a crucial role that doesn't have any place in the two kingdom classification, and that is the major limitation of this two kingdom classification system. By including microorganisms, Robert H. Whittaker proposed another system of classification, which is five kingdom classification, and that includes kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Monera includes all bacteria. Kingdom Protista includes all protozoans such as amoeba and paramecium. Kingdom Fungi includes mushroom, yeast, etc. And kingdom Plantae includes all plants, and kingdom Animalia includes all animals. Certain criteria used for classifying the five kingdoms includes cell structure, thallus organization, mode of nutrition, mode of reproduction, and phylogenetic relationship. Let us discuss one by one in detail. Let us discuss about kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera includes bacteria. See, the structure is simple but the behavior is complex, and it is seen in wide variety of habitats. For example, it is seen in deserts, hot springs, deep oceans, snowy areas, and even in our intestine. One bacteria is seen which you have heard in your class 10. Do you remember that bacteria? Yes, it is coliform bacteria. Based on the shape, it is of four types: coccus, spherical in shape; spirillum, spiral in shape; bacillus, rod shaped; and vibrio, coma shaped. Kingdom Monera is categorized into three: Archaebacteria, Eubacteria, and Mycoplasma. First of all, let us discuss about Archaebacteria, which is seen in extreme salty areas, that is Halophiles, hot springs, that is Thermoacidophiles, and in marshy areas, that is Methanogens. These methanogens are present in the gut of the ruminants, which is used for the production of biogas. Next type of bacteria is Eubacteria, which is true bacteria. That means it possesses a rigid cell wall. Based on the nutrition, it is of three types: photosynthetic autotrophs, chemosynthetic autotrophs, and heterotrophic bacteria. Photosynthetic autotrophs examples are Nostoc and Anabaena. Chemosynthetic bacteria utilizes inorganic substances like nitrites, nitrates, and ammonia for the preparation of food. Heterotrophic bacteria is categorized into two: helpful bacteria and harmful bacteria. Helpful bacteria are used in the production of curd, antibiotics, and fixing nitrogen. Harmful bacteria are pathogenic to several plants and animals. Could you be able to survive without oxygen? No, but there is one bacteria which can survive without oxygen. That is Mycoplasma, which is the smallest living cell, and it lacks cell wall, and it is pathogenic to several plants and animals. That's all about Kingdom Monera. And the next class we'll be discussing about Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae and Kingdom Animalia. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you all of you. Bye.